see you, and inshallah to see you again and again and again. And we'll say thank you very much for Awareness channel. So, and we wish them the best, and I hope that you can get benefit from this video and the videos that are prepared for the days ahead. Good luck.
First of all, thank you very much for this nice interview. Number one, how to begin learning English nicely. Good question, by the way. We have many steps to start correctly without facing any difficulties. Number one, you have to memorize a lot of vocabs, because it's very important, and try to practice them well. Number two, you have to practice the language or any role that you have studied. So practicing means getting better and better in English. And don't forget that a good listener is really good speaker, and a good reader is a good writer. Number three, you have to live in an English environment, because environment is really good. Number four, you have to get encouragement from your dad or mom, because encouragement is needed, especially, for example, when someone, for example, learns English at first. The second point that we have to talk about, the main traits or characteristics that for good speakers, how become good speakers. Why? Number one, they keep in touch with their teachers and native speakers. Not native speakers, I'm talking about foreign. No, just keep in touch with teachers. Smart students like classes or outside, speaking with them in English, writing in English, communicating in English. So it's very important. Another thing, you have not to be shy, because you are not learning Quran or math, by the way. So it's very important that not to be shy when you speak. Just make mistakes. Making mistakes doesn't mean that you are nothing or you are a failure or something like that. No, making mistakes is one of the steps for getting better and better in English, because no one can learn without making mistakes, by the way. So another thing, they are active students in such classes. Really, they are really active students. So you have to be active. Whatever the teacher asks you to do, you have to follow, and you have to practice it, you have to do it. Presentations or writing and interviews and whatever. So being active in such classes is a good way to learn or master English well. The basic traits for those who cannot speak well, and we have to get the point that some students are in advance and they cannot speak well, and this is a major problem really. So why, and what's the major problem here? Number one, I observe as a teacher, most of the students attend the classes just like listeners, like cheers, no practicing, and this is a major problem. So whatever is the role, that role must be practiced well, inside classes or outside. So how can we know that? English, it has two sides, by the way, practical and theoretical. So which one that you will prefer as, English? English always follows the role of practical thing. It doesn't follow the role of theoretical, because I'm not talking about roles or math or something like that. No. Practical thing, it means practicing English. So it's very important. You have to practice the role, do not care about mistakes. This is a major problem. And I will, always repeat that again and again and again. A good listener is a good speaker, and a good reader is a good writer. It's very, very important to practice English well. To say a story that happened in the past, a story happened with me that may help you to avoid being in such situation. One day, for example, one day I was in a class, a big class with a huge number of students, and a mistake was made by me, for example, in front of the students, and all the students laughed at that time. It was like an irony. So, I felt embarrassed. It was like an embarrassing situation, really. But does that mean we have to stop and we have to feel shy? We have to avoid being in front of students or in front of teachers? No, that was really as a push forward for me, by the way. Because getting mistakes, being embarrassed, it doesn't mean that to feel down, to hate the teacher or to hate English. No, if you have a desire And we believe in a rule that we call it, if there is a will, of course there is a way. Don't care about mistakes. Don't care about anyone. Shitty things. So look forward, look at yourself. My goal is, and make it clear what you want. Ask yourself where are you, and ask yourself where are you going to be. And this is the real thing that we have to follow. You have to be optimistic, not pessimistic. This is my advice for you, and good luck in your life and your days ahead.